came for 2 weeks and they on ride down in Soho. One was black and the other was Mexican. Had a like a polio. Younger than you with a Maybach. Younger than you with a Bentley. From the got in the gently. Ain't been friends with these. Cause when I was down, I so had sympathy. But that's how I go when you broke. Now I'm like mistletoe. This do my own. Not gonna lost on these new clones. Then she asked for a loan. Had to laugh, then I told her get gone. Gon' get that me on. Ain't no give me not a thing. So I spend 90K on my ring. You can see all my pain in my watch. Got my ex down and walking around with my hand on my. Cause I'm popping and I know you not. And I know you see just how I'm living. You not happy with life, so you rockin' Reeboks on treetops, getting guap. Got a big Benz like Sasquatch. Every time you see it, with it, no, it's top notch.
I got that chicken to go. A lot of these look lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No court. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your. Breno Javinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the lights. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes. The ops on IG all the time. I dare them go live. Wagyu steak, I dine. 8 ounce, 255. I can't get fuck you with. Too groovy you me. If I ain't had love for me, I would've tried to get Nicki Minaj. J-Rock ain't gonna let you slide. Dory ain't gonna let you slide. You king of the city, I don't wanna be a big fish in a small pond. Trying to get across that water. I need fans in Vietnam. If you gotta hustle, but you can't stick to the grind, you wasting your time. I need a double a verse. I do it for FaceTime before I get to the club. Look at the line. Money ain't changed my heart, but I'm smarter. I guess it changed my mind. And I take care of my in prison. Don't think it's safe inside. I got that chicken to go.
All right, Coach, thanks. We are across the Cumberland River from downtown Nashville at Nissan Stadium in Tennessee. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. First down, Mariota. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. A second down throw here for Mariota. And right away, he lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, Anthony Hitchens, there on the stop.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's got this down to the 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now they try the right side here. Space to run past the 20. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll give it to him up the middle. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. 4th down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And this one is right through. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get them the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the road. You're under the lights. National television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real. And a pretty nice opening statement.
Now the Titans getting set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle 1st and 10 at their own 21. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota being chased out left. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And the Texans say they have it. They do. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you. 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That good for 19 and a 1st down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the 1st quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 5 here to start things out. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Come back!
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson steps away to his left. Oh, he almost had the rare interception. The big fella couldn't hang on, though. Incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Goes underneath for Henry. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Mariota now on 2nd down. Flushed out right. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, Mariota. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
After the interception, here's Watson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Richmond.
Back to the air, Watson on 2nd down. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. 2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. And the Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Anxious moments there on the fake, but they do get just enough to pick up the first down. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Tennessee after this.
Richmond.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. And the 2015 first-round pick, Malcolm Brown, brings him down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Richmond. Come back.
Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he's got this down to the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. On 1st and 10, Watson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Faking the give. Now Watson. And he fends him off. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10.
Come back.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Come back. Richmond.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Open space inside the 10. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. From the gun, here's Watson. Dancing to his left. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Richmond. Back 22. Back 22. Come back.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And that will make our score 9-0. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
Keep it rolling.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, it's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, we're into the 2nd half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Second down, Mariota. He's got him in, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Keep it rolling.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
Set. Blue A. One.
From the gun, Mariota. Forced out to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Set. Blue A. One.
Mariota from the gun on third down. Flush to his right. And that's caught by Smith. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And on the ground they go with a running back. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. The Titans on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
One. Ready. Blue 18. One.
Mariota to throw it. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Come back. Two jet. Tiger. Hey.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. A very solid gain of 27.
Well, there's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Come back. Tiger.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to have a third down.
Come back. Black dirty not feeling.
From the gun, Watson. The open man is Smith. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back now in Nashville. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the fourth.
Come back. Richmond.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Melvin Ingram in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down.
Richmond.
On second down, here's Watson. Buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down. Makes it manageable now.
Richmond.
Here's Watson to throw on third down. And it's complete. Hooper. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Tiger.
Now they'll run it on the toss. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And, oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, first and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
He's going to get it running right, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal.
Richmond. Come back. Richmond.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Texans will extend their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better.
Yeah. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Throwing, Mariota. He finds Corey Davis. It's a foot race. The 40, the 20, 10. Touchdown, Titans. A big play there. 87 yards. And the Titans are able to cut into that deficit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
They go for just 1 here as it's up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Butker now to kick this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they can't bring him down.
Forget the idea of flipping the field. They have now put themselves in a position to score points with that big-time return.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're in a good spot. 2-possession game, barely, but a 2-possession game here late. Now they just have to put this game on ice.
Let's face it, right now, they're talking about ball security, taking care of it, not allowing anything crazy to happen, because we've seen nutty things happen down the stretch, but they also have the security of the scoreboard. With that type of a lead, even if something goes haywire, they're still in good shape.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Green, the line. Green, the line. Black 99, Philly.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Houston, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, for the Titans, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.